Claude keeps getting seriously powerful and unstoppable, and as a Claude Power user, I see it every single day. So what if you could design anything in Canva just by describing it to Claude? And I'm not talking about generating an image, I'm talking about a real, fully editable Canva design sitting right inside your account, ready to use. In this video, I'll walk you through step by step how to connect Claude CoWork to your Canva and put it to the test across 4 real design tasks. Even if you're not technical, you will be able to do this yourself by the end. So, let's jump right in. First, you will need to download the Claude desktop app, and to use CoWork, you will need a paid plan. Now, even though Anthropic doesn't pay me yet, I genuinely recommend CoWork. It's a revolution in how we manage businesses today, and the earlier you start, the better. I'm on the Max plan, but you can absolutely start with Pro and see how it goes. And if anyone from Anthropic is watching this, I would love a partnership. You're great. Okay. Once you've downloaded the app, open it, and on the left sidebar, click Customize, and then Connectors. Hit the plus sign at the top, choose Browse Connectors, and search for Canva. Click to connect it to your Canva account, and once you see the notification that Canva is connected, you're good to go. And from here, it's shockingly simple. At the top bar, I will switch from chat to CoWork, and this is where I describe what I want Claude to design in Canva for me. So for this first demo, I'm showing you how Claude designs an Instagram post for a coffee shop. I want to announce a new seasonal drink, the Harvest Maple Latte. Autumn vibes, warm and cozy, with the drink name big and bold in the center as the hero. Now you can get very specific here, exact colors, hex codes, brand fonts, or you can keep it more general, like I did. Just describe the vibe and the concept. When you're ready, hit Let's Go and Claude starts working. It usually takes less than a minute. Okay, what you will get is 4 different design options to choose from. Let's see. All right, now it's ready, and this is the time to pick the one that best fits what I need. I'm going with this one. I like the layout and the colors. The only thing missing is an actual photo of the drink. I will click on it and hit Open in Canva. I can copy the link and paste it in my browser, or just click Open Link directly. And here it is, live in my Canva account, fully editable, text, colors, elements, everything exactly like a design I built myself. Since this is a demo, I don't have a real product photo, so I will search for an image of hot coffee in Canva's Elements library. Let's drop it in, and let's also remove the background real quick. I will change the positioning a bit, maybe bring the opacity down slightly, and move things around until it looks right, just like that. All right. An Instagram post created with Claude. It was super simple. Now let's move on to the next example. All right, for the next design, I'm staying in the same chat, but just so you know, you can click on the plus sign here on the left to start a new task. So if you're working on a few things in parallel, Claude can handle them all at the same time. For this next one, I want to create a presentation for a real estate agent. I will use the name Sarah Bloom, and Sarah typically sends her clients a short presentation with neighborhood information and 2 property options. Everything they will need before going to a viewing. If you have a business where you regularly send clients presentations or documents, this is exactly the kind of thing Claude can design for you. You can be very specific with the information you include if you already have the data from other sources. Just add it to the prompt and Claude will generate the presentation for you. But for this demo, let's just go with this prompt. I'll be general and see what Claude does. I will hit create and let's see what we will get. All right, so because my prompt was quite general, before Claude designs the presentation, it shows me the slide's content first, what it plans to write in each slide, and before generating the design, I can review it and decide if it works for me. Let me just click on one to open them in full screen. I can see all 5 slides with all the info it will include. And up here, I have a few options. I can select the audience. I want this to feel professional, so I'll keep that as is. I can also choose the length and pick from different styles or apply my brand kit. All right, that's so cool. It actually pulls my brand kits directly from my Canva account, so I can choose from any of them directly from the chat with Claude. That's so cool. I'll go with the style, and now let's see. I just click generate design and it uses all this info to create the full presentation. Now, in this demo, I didn't include all the real information in my prompt, but if I were an actual real estate agent, I'd have all that data ready and I'd probably include it right in the prompt from the start. That way, Claude wouldn't need to generate the content itself. Since I kept it general, it created everything from scratch before building the design. All right, let me hit send and see the results. Okay. Here are the options. Let me pick one and see how it looks. I can preview all the slides right here. That's beautiful, clean, professional. I love it. Okay, let's open it in Canva. And here is the full presentation live in my account. Every slide is fully editable, the text, the layout, everything. The images are placeholders for sure, but I can swap them for real property photos in seconds. So if you regularly send the same types of presentations or documents to clients, you absolutely should be using this. All right, for the third test, let's create a carousel post for Instagram. I will paste in the prompt. This time, I want to create a 3-slide Instagram carousel for a new skincare product. I'm also attaching 2 product photos and asking Claude to include them in the design. All right, let's see how it handles this and whether it can create something a real skincare brand could actually use for a product launch. All right, I'll hit send. And quick tip, while it works, I could also include my brand kit here. If I specify a brand kit from my Canva account, Claude will automatically pull the colors and fonts from it. So if you have a brand kit already set up in Canva, you can just mention it here in the prompt. All right, so first it's looking at the product photos I sent and uploading them into Canva so it can use them in the designs. Okay, let's see how it does. Now I have 4 options to choose from. Actually, these aren't so great, but I think this one is the closest to something I'd actually use. Let me click on it. Okay. Here's the issue. It created only 1 slide, not 3 like I asked. Let me go back and correct that. I will tell it, you created only 1 slide per design. I need 3 slides as I mentioned in the last prompt. Okay. Let's see if it fixed it. Okay, it apologized. And let's see what it does now. Okay. So as you can see, it created these slides, but it used random product images instead of the ones I uploaded. Not what I wanted. So honestly, carousels with specific product photos are not the strongest use case here. Maybe my prompt could have been better, but the product images just didn't carry through the way I expected. If I were doing this for real, I'd probably ask Claude to generate 3 separate designs and then manually put them together as a carousel and swap in the actual product photos myself inside Canva. All right. Let's move on to the next and last demo. All right, one last example, and this one is a one-page pricing sheet. I want to create a design for a fitness studio called Form. There are 3 tiers, a drop-in at 15 euros per class, a monthly plan, and unlimited plan. For each tier, I want the name, the price, and a list of 2 to 3 features client get with this plan. And main colors, black, white, and electric yellow. Let's send it and see how it handles this. All right, I didn't specify a size, so it created a few different ratios, but honestly, it looks pretty good. Let me see which one works best. They could all be a little stronger, but since my prompt was pretty basic, I can understand. All right, let's go with this one. The pricing isn't exactly what I specified in the prompt, but with more detailed content in the prompt, that's an easy fix. Okay, let me open it in Canva. And here it is. As I've shown before, everything is fully editable. I can update the prices, adjust the text, change everything as I want. The layout is there. The colors are exactly what I asked for. All that's left is a few small tweaks, maybe add some background elements, but it really didn't take much effort to get here. So yeah. Now, the thing with Claude CoWork is that it's not just about creating designs automatically. Claude can be connected to a lot of information about your business and your workflows. Designs are often just the final output at the end of a much bigger workflow. And because Claude already has all that context, generating a design becomes the easy part. You can have a full conversation with Claude about anything related to your business, and then at the end, just ask it to design in Canva, and it will automatically generate those 4 options, just like it did in every demo in this video. Now it's your turn. Think about what designs you create regularly in your business and start automating them with Claude CoWork. If you want to see more workflows like this, hit the subscribe buttons. There's a lot more coming. And I'd love to know what you're going to automate first in your business, so let me know in the comments. So I'll see you in the next video.